Thank you. View on watch page. Come up here.
We'll take all, he said. He wants everything.
All right.
So you just need to get him a
Shh. All right, we're live. All right. All right, I think we're live pretty much. All right, so very quickly. First off, we are sponsored by Miniature Market, so I want to thank them as always for supplying this wonderful game that we can get a head start on. We are going to continue on with our Blood Angels, and we're just going to go over some of the things that we did already just so you guys have an idea of what's going on. We're testing something with this camera here, so don't expect this secondary camera, the one that I'm going to point upwards at, to really do too much. I just want to try a few things and see how this all works out, and we'll take it from there. So our main thing is that we're able to refocus, and we made some adjustments on the camera so you guys can see things a little bit better. All right, let's talk about how we got here. Okay, the first thing is that we went over our Space Marines primarily. Let's just take one that we haven't done too much with, and we're going to put him in the forefront here. What we did is we went with a Mephiston Red. Okay, and we got our first base layer on. Then for the second part, what we did is we took and we dry brushed. And you can see that in the first episode with a Kindle Flame. This takes out a few steps. It keeps you from having the shade as much, but sometimes it could be a little bit more work depending on what is more comfortable for you. And that's what it really comes down to. As you can see, once you do that, then what we do is we take a Crimson, a Carisberg Crimson Wash. Now, by taking and applying this wash, it now brings and meshes the two colors together. And what it does is gives us a lot of detail and a lot of outlines also. As you can see, we don't lose that dry brush, but we do get some good paint into the area. From there, we take black, and as you can see right here, and we paint our weapons, our standard, our holsters, our bags, the back of our legs. And you can see again right here where you can see where that Kindle Flame, by dry brushing it in and then running the wash over with, it really blends these two colors together very, very well. Now, after that, we took our lead belcher and went over our lead parts. We also took a administration gray and went over our blacks, giving our blacks some outline, as you can see right in here. And of course over here as well, and into the back of the legs, giving it a little bit, not so it just looks black, but gives it a good balance there. So let's get these guys out of the way. We also took, oh God, which blue was this? A McCraig blue, which you would use for your Space Marines. And we worked that into one of the pads here. We also worked another one in the pad so we can show later on, a little later, how we're going to put on some decals real quick. What we're really going to focus in on today is we're going to work on our sergeant here. Now, as you can see, I got a little bit of a head start here, and right here this is a Xandri dust for the inside of his cape, and on the back here, of course, we did the same procedure as we did with everything else. Now over here with our flag bearer, we did our black already. We worked on our signet up front here. And then we did our packs, the back of our legs, and we did the post here. But of course, we also did the whole procedure, and we were just starting. I was just starting to kind of lay down the base by putting some Xandri dust, but that's where I'm going to come in and we're going to continue on. So we're going to get our Xandri dust here. They look brown. What looks brown to you, Daniel Lopez? There we go. All right. Well, if you don't like the way they look, Daniel, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sure there's plenty other channels you can go watch. There we go. They are not brown. It's probably my wonderful camera. All right, so let's get to work here. And I don't like this brush. I'm not going to go with this one. And let's see. I don't like that one either. We've really been working on this camera, trying to get this camera squared away. So we didn't do as much painting as I would hope that we would do. Well, they're not brown, Daniel. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so boy, I'm going to kill this dog in about a minute.
Bella.
Really getting on my nerves. All right, so we're going to get a little water here. All right, and I usually like to work right there, push it off, and let's get our Xandri dust, and let's start hitting all the areas that are Xandri dust. So we've got some of our signets here that we want to hit. Let's make sure that I am in camera range, actually. Okay, hold on. How about we do this? Oops. We move this over here. All right. All right, there we go. All right, and we're just going to touch that up and see if there's any other signets that we missed. No, we did not. Over here, we're going to just go over that a little bit. Make sure that we got both sides of that, which works very good. So for him, we're all set. Now, here's where we're going to get a little complicated. And I want to make sure we have this watered down a little bit on here. There we go. Excellent. So now this is where we are going to definitely do a little work here. So let me just check, make sure I'm doing everything right. Yeah, okay. So we're going to come in over the parchment here, and really just going to take my time. You could start in the middle to make sure that you have a good feel. As you can see, just hitting. Make sure you keep your hands nice and steady as much as you can. And I'm just working around here, just trying to get the edges. I mean, for me, it just works the right way if I just hit the edges first. There we go. And then just coat it. There we go. Hopefully, oh, my hand's in the way, so that's not helping things much. Let's do it this way so we can at least kind of go over here. All we want to do is just kind of start working this parchment a little bit. We're going to go over this a few times, but right now all we want to do is get the area covered, and that's what is counting right now. My hands are a little shaky today. I'm not having a good day. There we go. And we're going to watch out for that skull a little bit. We don't have to bury it right in there. And again, if you make a mistake, don't worry about it. Everything will work its way out. And we're going to work our way over here. Boy, I keep on getting my way in that ham. Rob, don't know if you received answer about the figures in the starting box. They are bigger than the regular Marines. They have 2 wounds. It is the way GW is going to go. Yes, it is not. Is it not just Terminators that have 2 wounds? That I'm not too sure. I've got to read the rules because I've got to do a review on it first of all. And then let me move this up here. I'm experimenting with this camera, so you guys are kind of dealing with this live. And okay, she's eating hers. And we're just going to hit over here. And all we're trying to do is just get this in there. You know, this is, you know, a lot of this, you know, you tend to paint a little harder when it's a GW figure. You really do. I think you put a lot more effort because they put such a great effort into making some great models. They sure do. Hope you guys get a channel to check out my channel and subscribe would mean a lot. Uh-oh, you know what that means. Somebody take care of it before I do. Alright. And there we go. And there. All right. There we go. Yeah, it's a big no-no here. You know, it's one thing if you get me offline and you get to know me a little bit, but if you come in here, then I'm just going to consider you a spammer, and guess what? You're just going to get drilled. And then we talk about you in a negative light, and that's not good. We've killed many a channel that way. All right. There we go. So we got that in there to start with, and that's what we want to do. All right. And we're going to come on this side. And we are going to tighten this up. Let's see if my big hand gets in the way. Now we're probably going to need 2 coats over this, but maybe not, because this is just kind of a base coat underneath here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over all these signas with I actually forgot. We're going to go over it with an Agrath Earthshade, and we're going to put a wash on here. We're not going to worry about that right now. Right now, all we're worried about is getting these all painted up, and me not getting my hands in the way as much as I'm doing. So I'm looking around for anything that I'm missing, and looks like I got that so far. Now, for the skull, I can actually, if I want to, and I just might want to. I think I just might want to put, just for a base coat, some of that Xandri dust on there, just to help us out a little bit when we put our next color on. So I'm gonna just put this over here, but this is definitely not going to be the color that we are going to have this. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. Okay. And with this star here, I'm just going to very lightly do the same thing. I just want to hit it very lightly. And that's going to help it right there. Again, it's about light coats. For me, rock, I take practice strokes, bit like golf or swings might work. Hey Rob, was just curious because it's something I really struggle with. How does the painter get faster? I think I have quality down, but my speed is terrible. I've seen some of your quality, Rick. It's outstanding, by the way. I think you've shown me some of your stuff. I'm pretty sure of it. I usually remember everybody. What I do is I have a game plan going in. It's just like any good coach. You have a game plan going in and you just stick to it. And I think by drilling a lot of the colors and just knowing, okay, this is going to be a pain. I'm not going to enjoy this. Let me get this out first and then switch to something that you think you're going to like. Okay, I know this color is going to make a difference. I'm going to do that. It keeps you engaged and keeps you focused. Because the worst thing is trying to paint the whole figure at one time and then coming back and going, oh man, I got to do this all over again. You kind of want to just piece things together a little bit until they all come together. All right, so we got that. So I'm happy with that. The other thing that I may just go and put a little Xandri on, and the reason is just to make the color that I'm going to come with next over the top. I'm not worried about getting it on here as much. I just want to get just a little bit on here to make it a little easier to drill this on. And take a little bit more, put a little in my little wet pile here. And just all I'm trying to do is just edge that a little bit, because I'm going to come over it. And I just want to use this as a little bit of a lighter base. It's just going to make things a lot easier. There we go. And there we go. That's all I want to do right now. I'm going to let that dry for a bit. And that works for me for the time being. Papa Bear, how are you? Hey Rob, at the end of the video, can you review all the colors you just used? Yes, I can. And I will go over everything here. All right. All right. So while that's drying, we're going to take a look here, and I wonder, should I just go with the darker green right now? Probably not. I wonder if I should Xandri dust this. See, now you got to make this up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. We're just going to take a little of bad. No, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to come back to this. We're going to take our lead belcher here. And what we're going to do is we're going to get that sword under control. We're going to take a look at, we're going to take care of some of the chainmail that we need to. And I want to get a little bit of this here. I want to get a little water here. Thin that down a little bit on the paper. There we go. And we want to get to work on our captain here. Because after all, that's the guys that we're really focusing in on. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the old cap here. Now behind here, we got him all jacked up. And we're going to just get our base color in here. We're not worried about how it goes on. Doesn't have to go on thick. Trying to do this, keep it in camera. There we go. And the secondary camera we're going to experiment with. I'll watch this back and I'll start coming up with ideas on how to really manipulate this and really make it a viable part of this feed. And I think that's what's really going to change a lot of things here, is to make it something that's viable. Something that if I'm blocking with my hand or something, that you'll be able to see it the other way around. Like right here. Like right now, what I would do is I'd probably move this a little bit closer there. There we go. Alright. Thank you, Mimi. And kind of work that into there. Now, I didn't undercoat that. And that's only because I forgot to undercoat it, but it's not going to kill anything, and I'm going to seal it anyway, so it'll be fine. There we go. Alright. Now let's catch up with some of these chains here. And hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Let's see, am I missing anything? Hey again, how are you? Has Mike finished those Death Guard yet? No, Mike was just here about 10 minutes ago. And he had a lot going on. We were just talking. He needed to, he forgot his bases. Well, actually, I forgot to give him the bases, and that's on me. So he got his bases. What's the matter, babe? Okay. And there we go. I want to get that chain in there. Nice and light. So let's put that up there for a second. Just want to double check something. Alright, that works, that works. Did we get the purity seal? I think so. And anything else? No, that'll be good there. Maybe we'll go and do something a little different here. Do you just stick with GW, or do you use other paints such as Vallejo, Army Player, P3 Formula? Yes, I do. I use everything. I've got a whole bunch of it here. Matter of fact, if you were watching the Dragon the other day, you'll see that I changed it up a bit. Alright, there we go. And I just want to get this spot here. Make sure that chain. First of all, I want to pull up my glasses so I can actually see. Alright, that there. Alright. Then we're going to paint over this little blaster, the gun barrel. And we're going to just touch that up a little bit because I noticed a little red sticking through, so we want to get that real good. There we go. And then right inside here, hit that with a little silver. That's good there. That looks pretty good. That looks good there. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Yeah, matter of fact, why don't we let's take care of this. And there. And we're just going to outline that a little bit. Outline that a little bit. That's going to stay there. And we'll add a little here. And, you know, be inventive. Don't be afraid to just add your own little touches. Make the model yours. There we go. All right. So, next thing is we are going to take some Baldassar gold. And we're going to take our Baldassar gold and we're going to get all the insignias and stuff so they stand out nice. Let's see, any Baldassar gold there? Yep. Okay, perfect. Again, we're going to take our lead belcher, move that over there. Oh, well, I had the lead belcher. I should have worked on this guy a little bit, but I didn't. That's okay. We'll come back to him. We're on a roll here, so sometimes it's just okay to keep going. And we'll put a little bit of there, get a little bit of water. And here we go. All right. Now, what we want to do is we want to outline this box here in Baldassar. There we go. And again, this is another new angle that we're trying, so just bear with us. There we go. And we're going to come here. We're going to put a little bit there. And work that around over there. And just work our flag here. Get a little bit more. And you'll see how this really starts to pop once we start working with it a little bit, because we're saving our washes on this until we can get it right where we need to. There we go. Let's get a little bit more. Just pour that into there. We've got a lot going on this weekend, hopefully. We're going to try, if we get our skirmish rules on time, we are going to be working on that. We're going to be doing Age of Sigmar, possibly. If not, we'll do something different on Friday. And then we're going to be playing this on Saturday, I believe, if we get lucky enough. If Mike can get all his stuff done. If not, we'll blame Mike, right? Take a little bit more. Yep. You knew that was coming. They went outside to play. when they go outside, you can guarantee that they're going to come in and they're going to be thirsty. All right. All right. Holy cow. I think you wait until I stream. Dog didn't drink all day. Alright, and we're just going to go over that a little bit more. I really just make sure that purple's in there good. I mean, that gold. And again, add a little bit of water there. All right. And then we're going to come over here. And we are going to kind of work that in there. Just leave her be, because she's just going to do it anyways. Alright. And we are working that in there. And that looks pretty good so far. So far. And we're going to come back here and we're going to put a little gold there. And I missed some things with the lead belcher, but that's okay. We'll come back to that because we got to come back to it on this guy anyways. So we're going to just put him to the side for a second. We're going to bring our standard bearer in. Balthazar. Now you can paint these any way you want, but I just like doing things a certain way. And we're going to do that. And we're going to add that right there. Add that into that side there. And this here. And onto the flag here. There we go. And what else do we got gold here? Well, that's easy. He's got a little thing on his gun here. This bolter. So I want to make sure we add that in. And did I miss anything? That's going to be there. That's going to be there. And I think we got all the gold on him. We just need to do some silver work. Well, we can make that flag gold too. That wouldn't look too bad. Yeah, let's go for it. Kind of like that. Then we're going to try something a little harder. I think I might get a little thinner brush to do it too. Just take our time with it. See how it pops out. So let's put that down for a second. And we're going to wash that out. believe I have a thinner brush in here somewhere. And I do. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some of that Balthazar gold. And we're going to try to do the outline here, because this flag is everything to this particular model. So very carefully, we're just going to go nice and easy. And I usually like to have both my hands on the table, but I can't do that for this. And I'm a little off today, so I'm just kind of taking and letting my brush really take your time to come down. There we go. There we go. And just keeping an eye on that line. It's a tough line to do. There we go. Probably doesn't do me any good not to show you what I'm doing. I'm just coming up there. And let's see if we can do this way. I'm going to turn it upside down a little bit. Try to let the brush, and I want you to see what I'm doing. Just touching the top of that. And there we go. We're just getting it, and we're almost there. All right. Just go over that flag a little bit more. Hit that. And all right, there we go. Now I got to figure out what to do with this. It shows in the book for space. For how you would do it for a ultramarine. We're gonna go back to our lead belch because there's a couple things that we have to touch up. What's the matter? Oh. Alright. Really? Something bad?
I had bilateral rib fractures. I have rib fractures on both sides.
Oh, brother. Oh, so you were able to get all the paperwork? Alright, cool. Alright, okay, the first thing we want to do is we want to take care of what stinks is I'm left-handed. Well, it doesn't stink, it just makes it difficult when I decide to put the camera on the left-hand side, which is probably the best side for it to be. Alright, we're going to put this in here. And let's do that there. We're going to do same thing on this side. And we're going to top it off here. All right. Anything else? Yes, there are a couple other things we want to take care of in here, like we did on the other one. Let me just get a little bit more and water it down a little bit. There we go. Get a little bit of water. Thank you, Chip. How are you, my friend? Now, tomorrow we were thinking of doing the Chaos, Chaos Dragon for Arcadia Quest, but I think we're going to keep on this, and I'll do the Chaos Dragon after I come back from Origins. And by the way, if you guys are going to Origins, make sure you stop by and say hi. Or if you see me, don't be afraid to say hi. Unless you're rude to me, then I'm going to hunt you down. Alright, so we're going to add a little dot there because it kind of gives a little feel in there. There we go. We're going to put that in there. Keep our vents looking pretty good. Alright. So where are we at here? Alright, that. And alright, so we're going to put that down for a second. We're going to come back over here. And then there are a couple posts in here that I missed. I wanted to make sure I got. Oops. Just dropped them. And I saw when I was painting over here, I didn't get the backside here. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things, and you're going to forget certain things. It's okay. It really is. You can catch up with it later, trust me. Let's make sure that goes on there. That looks pretty good there. And all right, I think we got it all nailed down pretty good. All right. Oh, that's what we wanted to do. I wanted the lead belcher over the top of these spikes. Over the top. There we go. There we go. All right. So, what do we do here next? I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. We're going to let that dry for a second, and we're going to take a Wagog flesh. Okay. Don't worry, Rob. I'm hunting you down for a hug. Okay. Filling in for new trolls' witty comments. There you go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do that green leaf. That's our underneath color is going to be a Wagog. Oh, goodness me. Boy, we're having a tough time today. Whoa, easy, guy. I got guys all over the place here. Alright, so again, let's take a little bit of this off. Add a little water to it. There we go. And we're not worried about that skull that much. We're just going to paint over these leaves. And you're going to see where this starts to come together a little bit. A little bit. I mean, this standard bearer is a pretty important figure in this army. So is that captain, and you want to try to at least get him decent. You know, you want to get them out there, but you want to make them look decent. I mean, nobody says everything has to be Games Workshop quality, but you could try. And there's little tricks that you can do, try to get some good results, and that's what we try to show you here. Alright. Is it more like Warhammer? Yeah, I wish it was, Gene. This time of day, I could barely get the wool out. I've been up since 4 in the morning as usual. You go to the gym, go do what you have to do, come home, try to tape a little, set up things a little bit, you know. Alright. All we want to do is just keep going here. And you want to try to get this leaf. You're not worried about hitting every bit of it because we're going to go over it. We're going to go over it. We're definitely going over it with another color. There we go. Alright. It's getting there. Now, I'm going to take a little, oh no, that's not what I need. Serpium. I know I have some here. See, oh, it's always the color that you see 15 times. Here we go. Okay, we're going to take some Serpium septa. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you very much. It's 1,000 videos, but you know, they've got to have some content to them, and if they don't, it doesn't mean anything. So we're trying. We're trying to. I like to think that we're at like 100 videos because we're getting the quality just where we need to. All right, now I'm going to hit these purity seals with a Serpium septa, and we're also going to hit this robe with it as well. We're going to hit that there, and we're going to hit all of this. Don't worry if you get it on the red. It will not make the model brown, no matter what Daniel says. All right. And even if you get a little bit on that lead belcher, it's not going to kill it. It might. Alright. I gotta keep it in camera view. Come on. There we go. Sorry, guys. And all we're doing is we're just hitting that in there, working it in there. And we're going to lay that down, let that dry for a bit. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And we're just going to run that over. I'm going to run this all over here. But notice how I'm not putting it on the skulls, because I'm going to do something a little different with the skulls. Might run it a little bit there. All right, and we just don't want it to pull up, so make sure that we get it off real good. There we go. Do you have any seals? Nope. All right, we're gonna put him down. Now we're gonna close this up. Clean off our brush. And then we are going to take a Agrath's Earthshade. Well, actually, a Reikland's Flesh Shade. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'll get that. I think I have it here. Yep, there we go. I think I have one that's open, though. Somewhere. We'll just use this one. That's fine. I think the color balance on the main camera is a bit off. Now that's something to try out. Serpium and Mephiston Red's going to have to try that out. Well, maybe it is, Lori. I don't know. You know, we're just trying our best to try to figure out the 2-camera thing. Well, I could try one thing here. How about if I undo that and increase the white balance? No? Lower the white balance. Well, we'll see how it works out. Alright, so now we're going to take a Reikland Flesh Shade. And what we're going to do, I'm going to peel this back a little bit. Hey, Tim. And this is what we're going to use. We're going to go over with this wash over some of the gold bits. And we're just going to work that over there. Work that in there. And work that into his leg a little bit. Into there. Onto his shoulder. Onto there. Boy, okay, I gotta turn this a little bit. Oops. There. Sorry about that. We're gonna work that into there. Why do I have this over here? I should have it over here. Boy, I'm a wreck today. Up into here, up into there. Turn it around. And do the same thing on the back side. Now it's going to darken things up, but that's okay because what we're going to do is we're going to lighten everything up too. Now we can use, since I missed those seals on the back side there, that's not going to kill anything. All right, let's put that down for a second. Make sure that we got this real good. We got that real good. All right. Here we go. Let me just put this down a little bit. No complaints from me. Oh, you never complain, Lori. I just tried to make adjustments. It's a work in progress with you know, me trying to get these cameras right and the lighting right. Like I said, you know, I'm not a pro here, but we're going to do our best. The only other thing I would do is come down a bit. And maybe go that way. There we go. Just a hair. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, that. And all right, let's give that a shot. All right, next thing I want to do, I'm just letting it sit there for a bit. You got to take out a little Ushabi bone. I have my Ushabi bone somewhere. Oh, I know I got my white scar. Well, let's go with that. Let's do that first, since we're on a pretty good tear here. Alright. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take some of that. I've got to move some of these brushes out of the way here because I'm going to knock everything all over. Boy, this is just not going well today. But you have those days. Alright, so we're going to take a little bit of that gray, and a little bit of that water there. Now I'm too far up. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to kind of edge a few things here. It's going to take a little bit, but it's worth it in the long run. And I kind of want to just very lightly work my brush over. Very easy to the outside here, and kind of just I'll fix that later. I got a little too happy with it. That's okay. Even I may, well, everybody makes mistakes, for crying out loud. And there. Come back over here a little bit. There we go. Boy, there was something else I wanted to do. Oh, I know what I want to do with this gray. It's primarily over here. Thank you. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit more of this gray and bring it over here. Add a little water to it. And then what I want to do here is I'm going to put this in here because we're going to go over this with a white scar. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that the white scar goes on there well. So I'm using this as a base underneath. There we go. Then I'm going to paint over this face with white scar. I mean with the administration gray. And remember what I told you? I just wanted to use this as a base. Well, that's very true. That's all I want to do. Let's just get this a little more work in here. There we go. Since we're on a tear here. And just keep going. So we're going to move that there. And it's not going to stay gray. But we're going to use this gray so we can highlight it and build it out with a white scar. Same thing here. Then we're going to take that same gray and we're going to work it in here. Now it doesn't have to fit in here exactly. It's going to be used as a base for the white scar. Because what we're going to do is we're going to try to put a decal in there. And that's going to act as a base coat there. So again, we're going to come back over here. There we go. So you see where we're going with this. Now in the same instance, we're going to come back over this again with the gray. And a little more there. Get a little more of that water. Get a little more of that gray. Wash it off. Spin it. Alright. Here we go. Alright, let's head back into it now. Now my hands are real bad today. I don't know what's going on with me. Sometimes you just have days that you shouldn't pick up a brush, and this, for me, is one of those days. But that's okay. We all have those days. And I just want that to sit off that a little bit. Then remember what I told you. We're just going to just run a little bit of that gray in here, because again we're going to go over with that white star, a white scar. All right. And it's starting to come together a little bit here. We're starting to see a few things. And that's what we're looking for, right? That's what we're looking for. Now, we're going to take some Evil Sun Scarlet. Close up our gray here for a minute. We're going to come back to that gray, but right now we're on a roll, so why not just keep going while our hand's still steady. Okay. Add a little bit of that in there, because that's all we want this to do, is just sit up on top a little bit. So right in here, I want that to sit there. I want that to sit there. I want that to sit up on top there. Then around here, very lightly, I'm going to add that in. Alright. That's what I want. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more of that Evil Sun Scarlet. And Put it in here. And I'm going to hit my purity seal. And I've got a couple of them here. Just want it to sit out a little bit more. There we go. I think you see what I'm going for here. I think you're getting the message. I'm going to do the same thing here. We're going to add that in there. We're going to add one up here. To make sure we got everything there. Oh yeah, don't forget that one. See, I almost missed it. We got that purity seal that sits up on top. There, now he's starting to come together a little bit. A little bit. Well, we're far from done. Far from done with him. Alright, just finished my last juggernaut. That's cool. Alright. So we got that there, we got that there. Now, what we want to do. You shabby bone, where are you? No, that's Screaming Skull. I need that though. Oh, here we are. Also need the Guyana gold. I got one here. And if you just bear with me for a second, I've got to pull out the tray because, of course, when I need it, I can't find it. And of course, you know that only happens when it's alive. Oh. No. No. Nope. Well, I only got like 25 of them because I use it so much. And of course, the one time I need it, I can't find it. Isn't that the way it goes? Alright, I think this is it. The shabby bone. Alright. So we're going to fold this over a little bit. Alright. Now, we're going to come back to the administrative gray, and what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit of a thicker brush, not much. We're going to open up, we're going to get a nice big glob of it. We're going to get it in there like that. We're going to add a little water to it. Alright. And what we want to do here. Alright, with him, we're not worried about it. Oops. With him, we are. So, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to just... Let me do this. Let me move this out of the way. Move that out of the way. And we're just gonna kind of add. Gonna add that eagle in there. We are going to really kind of bring that out. There we go. nice and easily. And then we're just going to kind of hit some of the edges here. Just a little bit. There we go. And we want to hit his legs here. Add a little more water to it. There we go. Wipe it down a little bit. And just kind of edge that. Edge that a little bit there. Come down the side here. There we go. Because that gives it that 3 dimension that we're always looking for. Especially when it dries. It really gives it that feel that it's not just somebody threw black on there. And we'll kind of want to just put just a little bit in between there, in the front here. And catch the edge there. There we go. And you see it's just a crappy brush, but it's pretty effective. Alright, not bad, not bad. Alright. And let's just double check, see if we can salvage this a little bit. Used the wrong brush on it before. That's a little better. But I'll probably paint over that and fix it later. Okay. And sorry, move that out of the way. Move this back. And just hard edge that and dry brush that gun a bit. There we go. Alright. And then I don't know if you guys can take another day of me doing this. Alright, what time is it? Oh, we're not doing too bad. Alright, back this off, back that off. We're going to go into our Ushabi bone. And what we're going to do with that, it's basically for the purity seals. And the jacket there will, there we go. Shake that up pretty good. And we'll get a good amount of this. And add some water to it again. We don't want it thick. All right. So, first thing I want to do is kind of just kind of work that in there. And it's going to take me 2 coats of this. That's okay. It's definitely going to take 2 coats. Now let's get that. And we're just going to... I hate this brush. I hate this brush. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw it right up. That's what happens. Take me off. Brush-wise. Alright, let's try this again. Add a little water. There we go. So again, and just kind of go over our purity seal. And we're going to paint that in there. There we go. Get that purity seal a little bit. Don't forget that one, that one, that one. Get a little bit more here. I never managed to make decent cork bases. They do take a lot of work, don't they? But they're worth it if you can pull it off. Alright. You know what? Just kind of do a little bit better job. Go back over this. What are you watching? Fear Factor. Only my wife. Alright. You're killing me, Smalls. And there we go. And hold that there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some Ushabi bowl, some Ushabi there, and we're going to work it into our purity seals on it over here. We're just going to go over it nice and lightly. Like so. Like so on these three. Come over this a little bit, just nice and light. Over the parchment. Same thing here. And remember, if you mess this up, you can just go back over it. It's really not a big deal. Same thing here. Just really float that brush in there. And everything will come to pass. Don't be afraid of the brush. There, you see where that's coming together now. Fear Factor, but just got booted on MTV with Ludacris's new. Yeah, it's she watches it all the time. Well, how long's it been on, Tam? Not long, right?
No, this is only the second week.
Only the second week?
Yeah, I think they're redoing it.
Oh. You mean that couple, those kids were the first week?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that explains a lot. Well, she likes it. What can I tell you?
Come on, what's better than people sticking their head in an aquarium full of snakes?
I don't know, Tam.
Pick them up, I'm not.
I just don't know. Can't imagine. Now in here, there's a little kind of like bones in here, so we're just going to kind of just work our in there a little bit. It's actually kind of like a parchment in there, so there we go. So we got that in there. That was key. All right. Tina, looks like your fingers are bleeding, Rob. Yeah, well, yeah, because it feels that way. And how are you? How was your trip, young lady? I hope it was enjoyable. It's amazing. You came to the house and you got like 150 subscriptions. Now you're definitely going to have to do something. Okay, so now we're going to let that kind of settle for a little bit there. But we are far from done, folks. So now, where are we? Oh, we're doing all right. So now we're going to go with a War Boss green, which is a lighter green there. And, oops. And you can tell where that's going to go. That's going to go right on the old parchment here. I mean, right onto the... and all we're going to do is we're basically going to dry brush this in. We get a good amount on here. Put down the old helmet. And all we want to do is just kind of hit the high spots. Constantly looking to make it a little lighter. Right down the middle. Oops. Or work it up. Doesn't matter. And lighten that green up. There we go. Brings that a little bit more to life. As you can see. There we go. Alright. Next color is we are going to work. Since that gray should be pretty much dry, we're going to work some of that white scar in there. See how that works. Now, this is an old tube of it, but it should hold up. And because we have so many base coats of everything else on there, it should go on pretty easy. With a little water, of course. All right. Now, remember what I said, right around the head will be perfect. And we're just going to move our brush around. And we're going to move that over the top there. And then just come go. And just there we go. Just work it in there. And again, I'm hating this brush for some reason. All of a sudden, it's okay. We always got a backup. We always got a backup. Nope, that's not going to work either. I go through many a brush. Many a brush. go. Close that up. Get a little bit of water in there. Anyone here back Swords and Sorcery? I know we'll have it soon. And we will be painting that as well. As well as next week, I believe that we're going to be starting, before I leave for Origins, we should be starting Dark Souls. So there. And we're just working that white in there. And voila. Now, this is key here. I want to make sure that we get this just right. And that's to all right. And then right in here. And there we got that in there. And then we're going to come over this like we said we would. We're going to do something a little different. And I'm just going to come over to the top here. And just kind of, I'm going to clean this up a little bit too, but right now we're just trying to get the basic line in. And there we go. Oh, don't forget the stars up over here. And there we go. That's coming in there pretty good. Nope. Okay, there we go. I didn't miss anything. And let's spin this out. And finally, we're going to take some Screaming Skull. Where is it? Which we can wait on the Screaming Skull, but I think we did that. Why don't we take some of that Guyana gold? There we go. And that's when we're going to touch up all this gold stuff now. Now that should be nice and dry. Really make sure that we got this good and shooken up. And once we got that shooken up, then where's the other one that I had? Balthazar. That there. Boy, I'm misplacing everything today. Everything today. And that's the way it goes, right? just had it here. Just bad karma. There, that's there. Alright. Yeah, because this one looks like it's a little dried up. That's alright. I'll just go in here and get it. We're going to let those dry for a second. Does the new edition make the game better? So far, I think so. From what I've read and I've gathered, I haven't read it all the way through. I think it balances the game out. Like I said yesterday, if you cannot take a squad of guys and have them mean something, then what's the point? Oh boy. There we go. We got our can of gold. All right, much better. Much better. And we'll get some of that in there. And nice and easy with that. Add a little water to it. Bless you.
Sorry.
That's okay. Now what we're going to do is just kind of lightly go over the Balthazar so we can get that to come out a little bit. And that's really just setting on there nice. Alright. And around the back end here. And let's see, where else did I have it? I outlined with it. So we just want to outline with it again, very easily. There we go. And just nice and easy here. Just touch that line. There we go. That's doing exactly what we had hoped to do. It's going to make a big difference when we put it on this other guy here. Alright. Now just come over the top here. And you see where that just brightens everything up. Really makes a big difference. After you just, you put all that and just come in there nice and light. Over the top, over the top. There we go. Now we're gonna get the big boy here. And this is where we kind of work that around the edge there. These guys are worth taking the extra time. And there we go. And just work that in there. You all right? And then we're just heading right to it here. Okay. All right, so we're just going to hit that there. And here. And where else do we got to hit? Bottom here again. This here. Get a little here. All right. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. What time do we got? Yeah, that's where we're going to leave it for today. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll finish everything up. By the time we come here, I'm going to try a couple of camera angles tomorrow as well. So we'll try a couple of different things and see how that works out. So without further ado, I think so far we're right where the point where we want to stop. Except I just want to take a little bit more of this gold here and just catch this right here. There we go. There's things you're going to miss. The whole thing is not to miss them. So tomorrow we're gonna finish up the highlights. We're gonna do the rest of the guys. I'm gonna show you how this all comes together and how it all fits. And then what we'll do is I'll actually show you how to put these on tomorrow as well. And tomorrow will be the big finish. We'll put on the decals. And we'll show everybody up close and finished and done, because I believe that will be done tomorrow. So there you go. So that's it for tonight. Now, as you can see here, we're kind of right almost where we need to be. We're going to want to get that 2 in there, and then we're going to want to make sure that this really stands out in here. Blood Angel symbol. Then we're going to do all their shoulders and their knee pads. So we got some work left to do, but we're right where we need to be and right where I thought we'd be. And then we'll try to get a couple bases done, show you how we're going to do the bases as well. So until next time, I'm Rob Orn, and we'll see you soon.